Hey Internet Sergeant, welcome back. Thanks for tuning into this show today. Now today is Sunday, so you know what that means. We're going around the net with all the news you can use in the week that was in credit and finance. So on the docket for today, we have a wide range of topics. We have Marriott walking back some status changes they had talked about. We have Delta making your flight experience just a little bit better. We have a very competitive credit card to take a look at from a credit union of all places, and we have Hilton refreshing some of their hotel properties. So of course, that sounds interesting to you, then go ahead, press the subscribe button, and let's get to work. Now, we will lead off here with Marriott. So, I don't know, maybe a month or so ago, we had reported that, Marriott was saying there was going to be no soft landings for status coming into the 2023 rewards year. And so really quick, what that means is, if you had, let's say you had platinum status in 2022, but you didn't stay enough nights to keep your status, you would drop all the way down to the status that corresponded with the actual amount of nights that you stayed. So what they're actually doing now is saying, hey, we're actually going to have soft landings again. So what a soft landing is, in this same example, is if you had platinum status and then you didn't stay enough nights to hit platinum again, you would simply drop to the one below it, which I believe is gold status. So all around, I think that's a better change, just definitely nicer for the the consumer, but it ends up being an interesting topic because, as we've talked about, with many statuses, status tiers end up being very crowded, especially with Marriott, who just released some credit cards that, while I don't think they're the best credit cards in the world by any means, especially in the hotel line, they do give you gold status. The top end card, I think, gives you a platinum status as well. So, it's now even easier to get Marriott status. So, it depends on where you're at. If, you're a frequent traveler and you're annoyed with all these other people getting status, well, then, yeah, this sucks. But if you're not a frequent traveler and you've earned status and you just want to hold on to it a little bit longer, then I think this is a pretty good deal for you. So, it really just depends on where you're at. So, that is the update there. Now, if you're traveling and going to stay at a Marriott, you may need to fly to get there. So, if you happen to be taking a Delta flight starting in February, you're going to actually have access to in-flight Wi-Fi. And the best part of it is it's free. All you actually have to do is become a Delta SkyMiles member, which is free. It's probably actually easier to do if you're going to consistently fly Delta anyways, to use their app to do a lot of different things on there as a SkyMiles member. I am one myself. Again, it's a free account to set up. So again, they've been testing this for a while now with, I think, elite members, giving them Wi-Fi access, but now, anyone as a SkyMiles member will have Wi-Fi access. Now, I haven't used this myself, but from what I've seen, it's going to be, or I've heard, it's decent Wi-Fi. So I don't know if you're going to be, streaming this show, on with no buffering on there, but it seems like it's good enough and definitely better than the Wi-Fi that they actually charge you for, which seems to be just good for maybe some checking email and things like that. So overall, this is probably a long overdue change. In my opinion, all airlines should be offering this, honestly. So, if you have experienced it, as a priority member, let us know what your experience was. And again, if you're going on any flights coming up soon, check in with us and let us know how the Wi-Fi is there. So we now have another airline story. This is the Alaska Airlines credit card. This is a credit card with Bank of America. Now, this covers both the personal and business version. They are changing around this card a little bit, so we have the full details here, so let's take a look at it. If you're a card holder or considering getting the card, we'll see what your changes are. So, again, this is broken down into effective immediately and effective in March. So, unfortunately, the annual fee is going to be increasing to $95. Now, I believe it's currently $75. So, of course, at the top, they are telling you have the right to reject all these changes, but keep in mind that rejecting the changes simply means that they're going to close your account. So, it's an option, but not really an option in the sense that, you would think. So, effective immediately, you're going to now earn there's a 2x miles category on gas, local transit, rideshare, cable, and select streaming. There's new relationship bonus because, again, this is a Bank of America card, so you earn a 10% rewards bonus on all miles earned from purchases if you have an eligible Bank of America account. Priority boarding, and again, that's, hit or miss. Alaska Lounge Plus membership is changing. You're now going to get a one-time $100 coupon, I guess you could say, annually, when you purchase lounge access with your card. And then, of course, priority boarding and first check bag eligibility now extends to authorized users. changing effective in March. First check bag free in Alaska Lounge Day Pass. Again, the Day Pass is being replaced with that credit we talked about. And to get the first check bag free, you have to use the Alaska credit card to book the flight. And then, of course, all the other benefits are staying the same. But again, the thing here, takeaway is, if you're on the fence about this card, it might be better to jump now before March to lock in a lower annual fee, because you'll still get all of these new benefits as well. Oh no, of course, again, if you renew before it, then you'll be fine. But if that credit card isn't cutting it for you and you're more of a cashback fan, then we have a very interesting entry from a credit union of all places, and that is Redstone Financial Credit Union, and they have a new cashback card. So let's take a look at this, because yes, it's a credit union, but there is a way to get in nationwide, so it could be of interest to you. We'll talk about that. But here's the credit card that we have to take a look at. So this is Redstone Visa Signature, no annual fee, multipliers here, 5x restaurants and gas. Each one of those is capped at $7,000 a year in spend. It's not combined like you're used to. Each one of those. Groceries, discount stores, and wholesales, again, each capped at $7,000 at 3x back. And utilities, phone, and streaming is all one category, capped at 7, and then 1.5 on all purchases. And that's quite a bit of spend power, especially in that 5X category. There's not too many 5% gas cards out there that aren't rotating category cards, right? The PNC Rewards card comes in at 4 back. I think that's the highest that we've seen. I'm not sure someone can find me another one, but for the most part, gas is a hard one to find. Groceries at 5, also for no annual fee, not a category card, pretty hard to find as well. So, I was a member of Redstone at one point for a bonus, surprisingly enough. So I know you can do it. I think when you go through application, you have to, there's like different organizations you can pick, right? Different charities you can donate to. You pick one of those. Then when we did it, it became nationwide. However, I don't know that that's still going to be the case. It depends on what they were thinking internally, right? Because normally, with these with these credit cards that come out that are just really good, like if you think of like a Chase, they have plenty of other stuff to cross-sell you. They know they're going to lose money on their card and their multipliers. I don't know that Redstone is thinking like that. I mean, they might be. And that's fine, in which case they would probably be open to all these external applications that are going to come and still allow that. So I don't know. If you're interested in this one, I would say now's the time. Again, it's a credit union, so remember, you will have to open a membership shares account to become a member, and you'll have to put $5 on deposit that cannot come off of deposit until you leave the credit union, which leaving the credit union would mean you would also lose this card. So I'm very interested to keep my eye on this one. Does it get nerfed later? I don't know, but for right now, this is a pretty good credit union for anyone looking to, or credit card for anyone looking to round out a cashback setup. So with that, we're going to go back to travel now. We're taking a look at Hilton. Now, they're not making a new credit card, but this is a new property line, if you will. So Hilton announced that they're launching the Hilton Spark line. So really what they're doing is they're going to go through and they're going to take a lot of their older existing properties, generally the ones I think that are, I'm just going to call them their budget properties, the ones that are off the highway, things like that, and they're going to refresh them to this new Spark design. So they sent out a press packet. They've got some photos and a video. I'll put that up while we talk about it. You can take a look and let me know what you think. So overall, again, it's going to be the Spark line by Hilton. It's targeted as a premium economy lodging option, which really just means it's our cheap option, but it's supposed to sound nice. So the rates anywhere from $85 to $105 per night. They've got simple breakfast, coffee, juice, bagel. I don't know if I can. I don't even know how bagels ended up being breakfast. It's like a hunk of bread. I don't quite understand bagels, but that's fine. 24-hour grab and go options. We're very familiar with that. So Hilton will be renovating existing properties to fit the Spark aesthetic. The renovation timelines vary between 3 and 6 months, so it doesn't sound like I think they're just going to existing properties and trying to spruce them up a little bit. Now overall, this is a travel story, so you'll be surprised to hear that I really like this story, and the reason is, if you follow the show or know me at all, then you know that I'm pretty hardcore anti-paying a ton of money for hotels, right? That's kind of why I ended up cash backs. I never really cash out my points for travel and things like that. But it doesn't necessarily mean that if you don't want to spend a ton of money on a hotel, you should have to stay at the old, boring, humdrum ones, right? One time, it was a Marriott, but I stayed at a Marriott. It was like North Dakota of all places. it was like $7,500 or something like, no, 7,500 points, which basically means it was like $100 in cash. You might as well just pay cash. I was talking to the night manager, and he was like, yeah, man, this is the easiest hotel chain, one of the Marriott properties I've managed, because people book this one because it's so cheap just to, keep hitting their stats, and people like don't even come. So, but it was, basic hotel, nothing fancy. Everything is pretty dated, right? So my point is, it's cool to see them at least, taking all that money they make from the Aspire card, annual fees and whatnot, and, at least reinvesting it. Yeah, there's a lot of media speak in there, like, this, premium economy or whatever. But overall, I mean, it just says, hey, you can now have a decent looking hotel environment and not have to pay a ton of money, $85 to $100. Perfect. I think that's really good. So I like to see it. Now, of course, everything looks good when it's new, right? I'm sure they'll all look fine. The pictures look fine. It's really just about upkeep and maintenance and, how do they maintain that going forward. So, overall, pretty happy to see that, though. I think it's a good option for those of us, again, who don't want to spend a ton of money but still don't want to stay in a cave. So anyways, guys, that has been the news. Now we're going to plug something because that's what we do at the end of the show these days. So if you like this news and you want to stay up to date through the news during the week, well, then you should check out profitablecontent.com, which is the channel's new blog where we post, again, stories just like this. In fact, all these stories I'm pulling from had a quick write-up synopsis just like this, that you're used to on profitablecontent.com. We also post credit card bonuses, bank bonuses, and all that. So it'll be linked down below for you if you are interested in that. Again, all the news you can use just in another format. It's like YouTube, but with words. So anyways, guys, that has been the news. So of course, if you like this one, drop me a thumbs up down below. If you found it particularly interesting, consider subscribing to the channel. Because again, we're posting content just like this every week and right back here every Sunday with all the news you can use in the week that was in credit and finance or over on the website. So anyways, let me know what you think about these stories. Are you going to jump on the Alaska card? I'm really interested to see if anyone's trying to go after the Redstone card, and what else have you seen going on? Love to get your thoughts on that. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this one. As always, thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you next week.